What's going on, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood pro gamer Pigusama, and today we're gonna talk. Nerd culture has gotten out of control, and I'm gonna perform an intervention. Now, if you haven't been following the content creation meta, recently Pokemon cards have exploded in popularity. They're not because of anyone actually playing the game. We can actually trace the origins of this recent deluge of Pokemon content to about 8 months ago, when Logan Paul decided it was a good idea to spend $250k on an original Pokemon card box set. Since then, every YouTuber and scalper with a pulse has been buying up booster packs and classic boxes, driving the market to insane heights and unrealistic values, helped along by Logan's continued purchasing of single cards at exorbitant prices. This was only made worse by the COOF, as most forms of production slowed down significantly in 2020, leading to a huge scarcity, even of current card sets. Now, I generally don't like this kind of flex content. To me, it's vapid, made expressly for the purpose of people to vicariously experience the YouTuber's wealth. I call it Mr. Beast content, essentially. It's not of much value to me. But unlike a $50,000 ice cream video or a $200,000 pool ball video, this video has had perhaps the unintended effect of creating thousands of content copycats. People have just been swarming local stores in a desperate bid to maybe boost their own views by getting a current card set. Once again, the adults are ruining it for the kids. Out of Kotaku, we have this headline: Chaos at a Walmart as people rush to buy Pokemon cards. Looking at this video, we can see about 12 large humans, presumably adults, stampeding through their local Walmart, embarrassing themselves for modern card sets, not even classic card sets. To start with, I am proud of them all for getting at least a little cardio. By the looks of them, none of them have had a run since at least middle school, and it's not often you get to witness the mass migration of a pod of white whales. I have to imagine the kid who shows up at 9:01 looking for a single booster pack, though. Like the kid who actually gives a shit about Pokemon and wants to play a few rounds with his friends. Now, if you think this is just a localized incident, I'm going to direct you to the Chicago Sun article. Target pulls Pokemon cards and sports trading cards from stores following a fight. And this is not just a Chicago story, as the flavor picture mentions right here that it was taken in Los Angeles, not Chicago. This is becoming standard in retail stores all across America. Most are limiting packages to one purchase per person per day at this point. I've even heard that at some stores, they're putting Pokemon cards behind the service desk, right next to the tobacco in tiny little liquor bottles, so you can feel like a fucking sinner when you go and buy your Charizards. It's just yet another example of adults ruining things for kids. Something about this culture of suspended adolescence has robbed the average adult male of shame and pride. It's pretty goddamn gross, and I personally find nothing cool in a grown-ass man tripping over his own blubber to collect probably the worst pool of Pokemon we've ever seen. Let's be real here. History lesson, boys. I'm a real Poke fan, okay? I had the original games, I had the cards, I went to the local leagues, I won badges. I was balls deep in that culture as a kid. Look, I whipped out some of my rares for you. Look at this shit. I got you my alley, got you a Blastoise. This shit's probably worth $50,000 right now, just because everyone's fucked up the market. I think a little nostalgia can be healthy, but there's definitely a point where it crosses the threshold into obsession. Though I think what most of these types of people are concerned with more is nerd cred. It's something that really just exists on the internet. Essentially, how cool you can get for liking things that people consider nerdy. These are the kinds of people who will tell you that Sword and Shield were the best Pokemon games ever, and that you aren't a true Nintendo's fan because you didn't fillet Game Freak for adding an ice cream cone or something. It's embarrassing from top to bottom. Embarrassing for Logan because he got scammed and inadvertently inflated the market for him to continue to get scammed. Embarrassing for the average consumer who now has to purchase their children's playing cards in the loot aisle. And it's definitely embarrassing for the whales in the video who shame themselves and crush children's happiness just so they can hopefully make a few $100s in 10 years. Let me newsflash you guys. No one's gonna give a shit about modern sets if they can't get their modern sets as kids to have nostalgia over. It's time to grow up, boys and girls.